We are officially 30 minutes away from round 2 of the NBA draft, and we have a big time trade. One of the best perimeter defenders at the guard position, Davion Mitchell, has just been traded to the Toronto Raptors. We have a couple of tweets here. One, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, the Sacramento Kings are trading Davion Mitchell and Sasha Vezenkov to the Toronto Raptors. And then we have another one, according to Shams, Toronto is sending Jalen McDaniels to the Kings for Davion Mitchell and Sasha. Guys, in this video, I wanted to hyper focus on Davion Mitchell and why I think he is going to be such a perfect fit with the Toronto Raptors. We know how good of a team they are defensively, and that is their main focus, to be one of the best defensive teams in all of the NBA, and Davion Mitchell helps them even more at that position. We look at a team like the Boston Celtics, who have Jrue Holiday, who have Derek White and Jalen and Jason, so many wings and so many guards who can really play defense. Davion Mitchell is literally that to a T. We're going to break it all down in this video. Before we jump in though, comment down below a letter grade for this trade. I'm not sure if there's any picks involved. I do know the Raptors have the first pick of the second round. I'm curious to see if they're keeping that pick in this trade. Let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. With that being said, let's break down some film on Davion Mitchell. Now, the one thing that's very interesting about Davion Mitchell is he has always been a really good defender and a crafty finisher around the basket. However, ever since his rookie season, the playing time has slowly gone down and down each and every single year. His rookie season played upwards of 28 minutes per game. His second season played 18 minutes and then 15 minutes per game. And that's just because they've added so much depth at the guard position. And offensively, he isn't as gifted as you'd want him to be, but he has shown flashes of, being someone who can only get better from here, and again, has really good ability to finish over bigger defenders in the painted area. That is something that he has shown in his NBA career so far. Also has gotten better from the three-point line ever since the start of his rookie season. 31%, 32%, and then 36% last season. Obviously, the amount of shots have went down a ton since that rookie season, but this is a guy who is going to be able to contribute on the defensive side of the basketball, which is probably the most important aspect of his game. As we see here offensively, nice little handle package, drives into the lane, draws some contact, throws up the layup, and gets it to go. Should have been an and one there on Dillon Brooks, but defensively, this is where the guy is going to make the majority of his money. All right, and now let's kind of talk about and show you about his defensive ability. On this play, he's going to get back into the play, slide his feet in front of Jeremy Grant, a bigger defender, and kind of just stand him up, right? So boom, Grant's going to try to drive baseline, watch him slide his feet over there, boom, gets into the way, and now he just plays intense perimeter defense against a bigger offensive player here, and absolutely just clamps him up, forcing Jeremy Grant to, take a fadeaway mid-range shot that is just not his game. Ends up being, their ball side out. But that is great perimeter defense here by Davion Mitchell, a much smaller defender again, or much smaller defender in Davion compared to Jeremy Grant. Just a really, really good job there, staying in front and forcing him into a very tough shot. Again, love to see that by Davion Mitchell. Now let's watch what happens right here. So we see Davion Mitchell kind of trying to stay with Damian Lillard here. This is back in Portland, right? When he was back in Portland. So he's going to get this screen. Now watch how Davion fights over the screen. I mean, the pick dodging ability right there is insane. And boom, gets right back in front of him as he's taking that shot to at least contest, right? Normally, a lot of players can't get over screens like that unless you're a Jrue Holiday or a Derek White. A lot of guys can't do that. Again, playing about 34 feet above the three-point line, right? Staying in his grill, staying right in front of him. Boom. I mean, look at the elusiveness to even get mixtaped a little bit, but right back up there, right? I mean, drags his feet a little bit, slides a little bit on the floor there, but the ability to jump back up and get right back in his face here to contest his shot. Again, This is what you want to see. And for the Toronto Raptors to get a guy like this to add alongside a Scotty Barnes, who is very lengthy, a guy who can do a lot offensively, but more importantly defensively, a guy who can, be really, really good as well. So I really like the focus of what Toronto is trying to build. We've seen the Celtics do it. We've seen the formula. How do you stop, high-scoring teams, defensive players? And Davion Mitchell was probably one of the most impactful, guards in terms of defensive ability. I mean, look at this, dude. Look at this. Unreal defense by Davion Mitchell. This dude is going to give it his all every single time down the floor defensively. And again, forces the ball out of Reggie Jackson's hand. Here we go again. Paul George versus Davion Mitchell. A matchup that, maybe Paul George likes. Has the height advantage. He's going to drive in again. Davion bodies him up, forces him to go back over to the middle of the floor. And now he's going to post up once again. Let's see what he does. Spins baseline, the same thing. Forces him into a fadeaway tough mid-range, and no good again. Listen, I love Davion Mitchell. I think he's got a lot of work to do offensively, but when you talk about the defensive prowess, the intensity that he brings on the defensive side of the floor is something you want to see out of a player on your team. And the Raptors, I wouldn't say stole him, because I like Jalen McDaniels. I know he hasn't been huge here like his brother, but man, this is just another one of those guards who can bring intense defense. I mean, just look at this man fight. Love it, right? Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. Let me know what you guys think about Davion Mitchell. I think he adds a ton defensively, and again, we'll see what he can do offensively. I'm not really too sure what the starting lineup's going to be looking like here for the Raptors going into next season. I'm very, very, very curious to see, is it still Emmanuel Quickley who's going to start? Is it Gary Trent? You still have RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes and Jacoby Walter you just added. Bruce Brown, does he stay on the team? So very curious to see what they do going forward, even Grady Dick. So I think Davion Mitchell definitely adds a sense of another guard who can come in here and defend. They needed a backup point, or even maybe a starting point guard, depending on if they want Emmanuel Quickley to be a sixth man or not. So I like it. I think Emmanuel Quickley should be a sixth man just because of what Davion brings on the defensive side of the floor. Adds a little bit more versatility. So let me know what you guys think. Join the family, and I'll see you in the next Raptors update. Peace.